Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another reaction episode to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is her live. I'm my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? Okay, so it is a little bit late tonight for me, and I'm recording this like 1 or 2 days after I should have, because I ran into an issue where like my hard drive just died. It just stopped working, and it was already like working not well recently. And by recently I mean for the past couple months. I need to buy a new one, but the other day just died. It just stopped working, so I lost like 700 gigabytes of files just then. So I just fought for my life to try and recover some stuff. So yeah, it was just a fun day in general. I was also sick, so it just sucked. So anyway, my week has been rough, and now I'm recording Buffy like later than I should have. So if this episode comes out like later than it should, then that's the reason why. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. But doesn't matter. We're watching Buffy today. So last time on Buffy, what happened? We had like one of my favorite episodes, because like I can see how that episode is not an episode that a lot of people like give a shit about, but I actually did. Like, I actually really enjoy that episode, and it's one of those storylines that I feel like could stick with you. Like, and I'm sure that it did for some people, you know, like they're gonna think back to Buffy and they're gonna think back of that episode in particular. Maybe it doesn't really tie into much, but it is one of those like one-off stories that you always think back to and you're like, shit, damn, that was fucked. And it was, and I really enjoyed that. I'm sure that also there's a lot of Buffy to go, and like a lot of people are never gonna remember this episode, but I enjoyed it a lot. That alongside like the Cyber Demon episode, or episodes that I think back to sometimes. So yeah, anyway, there was some dude and he got brought back to life and he was sad, and then he wanted a girlfriend, and we tried to like get the corpses of other girls to try and make a corpse girlfriend for that dude, and then he killed himself and he was fucked. And he felt very Torchwood to me. But yeah, anyway, let us begin. Check out the Patreon, link in the description below, pop up on screen in order to watch the next 2 episode reactions to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or full-length reactions if you're into that, or just support the channel. That'll help out a lot. Anyway, let us begin. So, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 2, Episode 3. Let's go.
Think of me as your judge, jury, and executioner.
Okay, fun.
I decided to put the 2 of you in charge of this event. You have 3 days to prepare the refreshments, make the banners, and transform the school lounge into a habitable place for adults.
You see the problem with the system, right? One of them is gonna try and the other one won't.
It's no biggie. You'll have a nice soiree. Parents will love it. As long as nothing really bad happens between now and then, you'll be fine.
What the fuck am I watching? Who is this man? Is this the precursor of the goth movement? He looks like the My Chemical Romance guy. By the way, someone told me that there will be more spiders in future seasons. I'm not confirming that I watch future seasons, but please do let me know when there's spiders showing up in episodes, okay? That fucking kid. Is this a blood episode?
If every vampire who said he was at the crucifixion was actually there,
Is he gonna
it would
kill
have
him?
been like Woodstock. Watching my hand move.
That didn't even touch him, but okay.
Who are you?
Spike.
Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, I did a couple Slayers in my time. I don't like to brag.
Are you a Slayer hitman?
Who am I kidding? I love to brag. Slayer, they're in the Boxer
Who's that?
Rebellion.
Drusilla.
Okay.
You shouldn't be walking around. You're weak.
Look at all the people. I could feel it from the
Who is she?
outside.
Are you psychic?
Do you like daisies? I plant them, but they always die. Everything I put in the ground withers and dies.
Are you death? The fact that he instantly changed to human form to talk to her.
I'm a princess.
That's what you are.
Okay, so you're both vampires? And also in love, maybe?
Slayer, I can't see.
Are you an oracle?
It's dark where she is.
Are you a soothsayer? What are you? I like the way she talks.
Well, I look forward to meeting your principal.
Won't that be something?
I feel like if you spend like 5 minutes with the principal, you would be able to tell that like, okay, that guy is not okay.
What I don't want is to be disappointed in you again.
We're going to the Bronze. I can study and
party and do parent-teacher night and make my mother proud as long as I don't have to
Buffy.
Vampire Slayer.
fight vampires.
Yeah, here comes the blood.
You wouldn't be helping Buffy in Sheila's place, would you?
No.
We're hindering.
At least Buffy's
no,
trying.
No, actually, Sheila's been helping us for hours.
Wow, she's
she
covering
just
for
went
her.
out to get some more paint.
I mean, Buffy's too good to, like, throw her under the bus. Oh, that's him!
Go get something to eat. Where's the phone? I need to call the police. There's some big guy out there trying to bite someone.
Oh, he's baiting her. Wow. There's no stakes. Oh, there is one. Okay. I thought the guy would take the stay away. He had the chance to just hit it from her.
Spider, give me a hand.
Dead. Okay. I feel like he was just testing her. He was just like, let's see what she's capable of.
Who are you?
You'll find out on Saturday.
Well,
Happens on Saturday.
I kill you.
okay. Well, she said once, you know, we can do it again.
Where are you?
Are you gonna be victims?
Because I'm... Where'd you go?
And then the other guy's gone, yeah? That's almost funny. Are you gonna
What happened
convert
to
her?
Well, he can't be any worse than any other creature you faced.
He's worse.
Angel?
Once he starts something, he doesn't stop.
You know him?
Everything in his path is dead.
Alright.
Miss Edith speaks out of turn. She's a bad example.
Okay.
No cakes today.
I like this character. As a bunch of creepy dolls and shit. Random shit thrown at the wall moment. Those dolls have souls of people inside of them. Bam.
Hellmouth will restore you.
Okay.
Color in your cheeks. Metaphorically.
Restore you? What's her
And
deal?
In God, this town will burn.
A pretty fun.
That doll has like a thing on its mouth.
I think sometimes that all my hair will fall out and I'll be bald.
Never happened.
Alopecia. Convert her.
Eat something.
Oh, okay. Never mind. She's just food.
If you'd been good, you could watch with the rest.
They are trapped inside puppets. Or dolls or whatever. They are.
My fingers are cramping. How long have I been doing this?
3 minutes.
So can I go now?
By the way, the fact that Spike came out and he just straight up said like, alright, I'm gonna kill you on Saturday. That could be the trap.
I'm afraid we need to talk. My office is down here.
Maybe he'll say something very positive. Because she did like do a lot of work here.
Known as William the Bloody,
William the Bloody.
and is nicknamed by torturing his victims with railroad spikes.
Alright.
Now, in his
Fun.
good years, he's barely 200. He's not even as old as Angel.
Oh, okay.
Spike has forged 2 slayers in the last century, and
Kill them both.
he's killed them both.
Alright. Okay, he's efficient.
In the car. Now.
Oh god. Whoa! Okay, it's time to fight. Are they gonna see this?
Good Mike.
Okay, shit. She doesn't have weapons right now. Oh god. We need to go to the library. Damn, I like this. I like this a lot. I want people to see her, like, do shit. I'm fed up with keeping secrets. Nobody's questioning it. Everyone's just like, fuck it, we're running. I'm surprised by that. Okay, now they're gonna start asking questions. Why are you holding this man?
You don't know? You're too old to eat.
So they're just gonna kill you.
But not to kill.
He was literally just in that scene just to build him up further.
Can't go outside, they'll kill you.
You don't tell me. I tell you.
They will kill everybody in this room. Nobody goes out, nobody comes in until I say so. Do you hear me?
Who do you think you are?
I'm the one that knows how to stop them.
Buffy,
We're here to get weapons.
let me help you.
Giles, my mother's in that room. If I don't make it out of here, I know you'll make sure she does.
Bloody right I will. Fair enough, what's your plan?
That's cool. Okay.
What I say goes, and I say this is not happening.
Well, then, I guess the danger's over.
I'm not waiting for them to open the doors. I'm getting out.
Don't be an
He's
idiot.
gonna die.
I'm beginning-
That guy's dead. He's gonna die, and that's when he's gonna shut the fuck up. Man, these vampires ain't shit if they're just punching doors and it does nothing. Ah, they got him. Fucking dead. Oh god. This is a fucking serious ass episode. This is the most fucking shit serious episode in the entire show so far. More than the finale. Like, watch your back.
Where have you been?
Sorry I'm late. There's some really weird guys outside.
Yeah, she's a vampire now. Watch your back! I mean, how could she know?
Angeles! Spike! I'll be damned!
Okay, he's trying to trick them. I feel like Spike might know.
Gave the puppy dog a more tortured act. Keeps her off my back when I feed.
People still fall for that Anne Rice routine. What a world.
I mean, I don't trust her. Yeah, she's clearly like converted. Okay. Staked, dead. Are you gonna run away? She might become like a permanent antagonist. Yeah.
So, why are you so scared of the Slayer? I saw her kill the master. Hey, you think you can take her alone? Be my guest. I'll just feed and run.
Oh, don't be silly. We're old friends. We'll do it together. Let's drink to it.
I feel like he's wise to his act. Yeah. He doesn't buy it.
You can fool me? You were my sire, man. You were my Yoda.
References?
Things change.
Not us. Not demons.
So that's your relationship.
Girl.
There we go. Now what? He has an
I
axe.
really need
That's fun.
weapons for this.
I messed up your doilies and stuff. But I just got so bored.
Okay, fight! And Angel is fighting with the other guys. Sandra fighting too, I guess? Are they gonna go and try and help her? You know what? Points to Sandra for trying, you know? Ooh.
Not as much as this will.
Mom? Oh, she got him! Was that Mom? Fuck yeah!
Get the hell away from my daughter.
Let's go!
Women!
I'm a misogynist! Okay, thanks, Mom. Literally saved our life. Oh, hey, police! They exist in this world.
It looks like he was pulled right through the window.
I told him not to go through that window.
Fuck you, bitch! I want someone to tell me in the comments how many bodies have been piled up in this school grounds. Let me know the exact number.
You want the usual story? Gang-related PCP?
What you have in mind, the truth?
What would be the truth?
Gang-related PCP.
What would be the truth? Like, do you know what's went on? Or?
Snyder said you were a troublemaker, and I could care less. I have a daughter who can take care of herself.
No.
Who's brave and resourceful and thinks of others in a crisis.
Exactly. That's
No
what
matter
you
who
do.
you hang out with or what dumb teenage stuff you think you need to do. I'm gonna sleep better knowing all that.
What are we gonna say now?
Out of this, I swear I'll never be mean to anyone ever again.
They're still locked in here.
Ask for some aspirin. And can you please send some aspirin? Hey.
That is a little bit funny. Also, I can relate to that because of the story I told like 3 episodes ago.
A Slayer with family and friends. That sure as hell wasn't in the brochure.
That's true. What stopped him was the fact that she wasn't alone.
How's the annoying one?
He does.
The annoying one. I like that he calls him that. I mean, he's not even annoying. He's just pointless.
The Feast of St. Vitus has been ruined by your impatience.
And if I had to do it all over again...
I would do it again. I would do it
I
again.
would do it exactly the same.
Alright.
Only I'd do this.
I want him to kill the kid. Alright, sure. Yeah, fuck that kid. What are you gonna do? Suspend them?
Have a little less ritual and a little more fun around here.
I like this guy. Did you just kill him? Yeah? Actually, he was pointless to the story. That's great, actually. Fuck that kid. Awesome. Yo, I love that. Yo, that episode was pretty sick. That was like probably the best episode, like plot related episode, because that very clearly was important to the story and characters. That's probably the best one in terms of that, you know. Okay, I actually kind of love that because it kind of feels like the show itself was like, all right, fuck that kid. It's just like it feels like it was something that they wrote for season 1, and then they were like, all right, this is gonna be our season 2 tie-in. This kid is a loose end, and it's gonna come back, and it's gonna be really important. And then when they were doing meetings for season 2, they were like, I don't know about that kid. That kid sounds kind of goofy, ain't it? Like, doesn't sound like a cool antagonist. And then they were like, all right, fuck that kid. Just like, because this episode was literally just like, new main antagonist comes in and says, all right, fuck that old shit. And just just completely eliminates it, and it's like, all right, we're doing this now. It's not just the fact that, okay, what that did is that, and I'm assuming he's the new main antagonist. That's what I'm assuming. But like what that was, it was like not only just like, yeah, fuck that kid. That kid character is not even a character and it doesn't do anything and it's just kind of silly. Fuck that kid. It's just gone. It's not just that. It's the fact that, like, he says at the end, he says like, fuck all this like tradition shit. Just like, fuck it. Let's just have some fun here. It's literally just like this character comes in and it just says like, fuck whatever we've been doing. That's fucking boring. Let's make it better. That's literally what he did. And I'm actually kind of down for that. I'm really down for that. That was awesome. Because, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't really feeling the whole, like, tradition, and not just tradition, but also just, like, the prophecies, and just, like, we need to follow this specific things that are probably gonna happen. And, like, everything regarding the Master and everything regarding the Anointed, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm not sure if there's an explanation to this, but I'm going to guess there's not. It's not just an explanation. It's just like, what was the point of that kid? Like, actually, literally, legitimately, what the fuck was the point of that kid? Because he died. So I'm just going to assume that that's the end of that kid. Like, it's not going to come back as like a ghost or whatever. Like, maybe it will because it's a supernatural show. So that can happen. But like, I'm guessing that that's just the end of that. Because of the way this episode did it, it makes it feel like they were like, yeah, fuck that kid. Doesn't matter anymore. Like, the writers themselves were like, yeah, fuck that. If that's the case, then what the fuck was the point of that kid? Like, because they made a big deal out of it in season 1. They were like, oh my god, the Anointed One. And then I'm just like, okay, that kid's gonna be important. And then in the final episode of season 1, literally all he did was go up to Buffy and he was like, I'm gonna take you to the Master. And then he literally just walked with her and he was like, that's where he is. And then he just walked away. And that was it. So part of me is thinking like what the fuck was the point? And I'm gonna say it, I don't think there was a point. I think they literally just wrote down something that was like, this sounds cool, and then like immediately they were like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, and then they just gave up. And then this episode comes in and they're like, yeah, fuck it, we're just gonna write him off and replace him. And like, it sounds like I'm complaining. I am not. I think this is awesome because this episode is like rectifying something that I wasn't super down with, something that I thought was kind of silly, and it's just immediately making it good because it's literally just a new antagonist walks in. He is infinitely cooler than whatever that kid was and whatever his posse of like traditional vampires was. He just walks in and he's like, what up? I'm cool. And I have like cool, interesting things about me and this chick that I came with. And yeah, fuck that kid and whatever that kid was doing and whatever it represents. And now this is what the show is now. And I'm just like, you know what? That's great, actually. As far as ways to like completely just like do a 180 and be like, yeah, fuck that. We're not doing that. We're doing this now. I'm totally down with that. It's not just the show like giving up and just being like, yeah, we're not really going to do that anymore. It's actually the show just being like, all right, fuck that. We're doing something better now. And I'm like, cool. Thank you. Thank you for doing something cool. Like, I'm super down with this character, Spike. I'm not sure how lasting this character's gonna be. Like, maybe it will be just one season. Maybe it will be the rest of the show. Maybe it will be a couple seasons. I have no idea what the deal with this Spike character is gonna be. But I immediately like him more. I mean, definitely more than the kid. And I think I like him more than Master. Because the Master was not a character. The Master was a gag. To me, at least. Like, every time he spoke, I was like, I love this guy, because I did, but he wasn't much of a character. He was more of a theater kid, and I really enjoyed his performances, but that was it. But this Spike guy, he does have some sort of a character. He does have that some sort of past with Angel. There is like things he says that make it feel like there is actually a character saying those words, you know? So it's a character I kind of like. He also has like an interesting design. I said he looks like the progenitor of the emo scene. It's not really that emo. It's more goth. It's just the progenitor of the modern goth scene. He's just goth as fuck, and it's kind of cool. I said he looks like the My Chemical Romance singer guy. I have no. Is it Jerway? He was in My Chemical Romance, but I have no idea if he's the fucking guy in the Parade video. I am not a My Chemical Romance fan, by the way. I think they just released a new album, but I don't give a shit about them. But he looks like that guy. And he also looks like, and give me a second because this might be the same actor. It is the same actor. I knew it. So the actor's name is James Marsters, and he played Captain John Hart in Torchwood. He voiced Samasu in the Funimation dub in Dragon Ball Super. And King Piccolo in the live action. Never mind that. But also he's Captain John Hart in Torchwood. Again, 2 episodes in a row where I mentioned Torchwood. Listen, man, Torchwood was fun. Debatable whether or not it was good, but I enjoyed it. That's making me think, like, if I had to compare Buffy to, like, any show that I watched recently, years, it would be Torchwood. I like Torchwood. And I kind of like this. It's making me feel like Torchwood very frequently. Anyway, Spike, he's portrayed by this guy who also played Captain John Hart in Torchwood, and they feel like the same character almost, and that's kind of great. Actually, I really like this guy because, like, also the fact that, like, because I have some sort of a past with this guy. I mean, he doesn't show up often in Torchwood. He showed up for like 3 episodes. Yeah, that's good. But he was a really good character in those episodes, and I'm sad that he didn't come back. Maybe they couldn't get the actor again. Maybe he has a very successful career because it launched with Spike and Buffy or whatever the fuck. But, like, I like him. I like that guy. And I think he played a really great character in this episode, and probably he's going to be a really great character moving forward, which is why I'm also kind of excited. I think he's cool, man. He's a cool guy. So this episode did a lot of things that I actually really liked, and I really wanted to see sooner, and it didn't go full in with them, but okay, it was still something I like. And it's like, I recognize that it is a device for which to tell stories and character development, and for characters to learn and grow and change, and something that is actually a struggle, that it is kind of the focus of the show. And by that, I mean the balance between vampire slaying life and regular high school girl life. I understand that that's like the premise of the show. However, I don't like whenever there is just miscommunication is one thing, but also just no communication. I don't like the idea of, like, keeping it secret from everybody. Like, we, the audience, we get full context, and then we see Buffy suffering for things that are not fair to her, and characters are just continuously just not being fair to her. She's fighting the good fight, man, and she's saving people from dying and shit, and everyone's just like, oh, you're such a lazy piece of shit. And I'm just like, I don't like that. I will never like that in any piece of media ever. And I understand, like, again, that's why I preface it. It's the fact that, like, I understand that that's important in order to tell the story that they want to tell. However, that doesn't mean that I have to like it. So when this episode comes in and a bunch of vampires burst through the fucking window in the school in the middle of this meeting, and there's just a bunch of people and they all see it happen, given they don't understand what's going on exactly, but that's when Buffy takes charge, and she's like, all right, she goes in and she, like, grabs a chair and just fucking smacks someone with it, and then she, like, grabs the hand and is like, everyone come with me, everyone get in here, and then she, like, gets inside and then, like, barricades the door, and it's like, all right, everyone stay here, they're gonna kill you if you go outside, so please just stay here. And she's taking charge, she's taking responsibility, she's making sure everyone is safe, and then she goes outside and then she starts fighting people, and then she rescues everyone, and it's like, okay, awesome, that's super cool, because that is a moment, and that's why I really appreciated when I saw that scene at the end with the mom, is the fact that she's like, she doesn't know exactly that was vampires, and she doesn't know that her daughter is a vampire slayer, because she didn't see any of the fighting, right? She can just think that she saw what the fighting would have been, but she didn't see it. She saw at the end how Spike was about to kill her, but that's not really her fighting. That's not her showing her, like, vampire slayer skills, you know? It's not her, like, spiking some dude with a stake and just fucking turning him into dust. And then she would have some questions. She didn't see that. But what she did see is her daughter doing her best to help people out. And that goes a long way to show a character. And I like that the mother is able to identify that. And then she's like, I don't give a shit about what your principal said. What you showed tonight showed me what kind of person you are more than anything. So to me, I don't give a fuck. Like, I think you're great. And that's, to me, like, amazing. That's something I really wanted to hear from her. That's something I just really want the show to do. And the fact that, like, the principal is just going to continuously be a shit, probably. Maybe he won't be. Maybe he'll change a little bit after this. I doubt so. But I don't know. Maybe he'll change moving forward, because God knows that this school is not safe. There will be more situations where shit's going to happen, and he's going to have to see the fucked up stuff happen and how Buffy's trying her best to help them out. So maybe eventually he's going to be like, okay, maybe she's cool, you know? And I'm just waiting for that to happen at some point, you know, like maybe he doesn't even want to admit it to her face because obviously he has an ego problem, but like, I just want him to not be such a shit. And that just goes to everybody really, because like, again, I don't like this whole like no communication bit when people just don't know how difficult it is for her. I understand that it's like the core part of the show and that's really important to have, but like, doesn't mean that I personally have to like feel good watching it, because I don't. So this episode did like a small version of like them seeing Buffy at her like true self. That's something that made me feel really good. So I really appreciated that scene with the mom at the end. By the way, I don't know the name of the mom. I'm sorry, it's been like 2 seasons. I have no idea what her name is. Is it Gladys? Is it something like Gladys? It could be Gladys. I don't know. Like, for some reason, that name pops into my head, but I'm not sure if it's correct. I'm just going to call her Gladys. She looks like Gladys, honestly. Anyway, so that was cool. Let's talk about Spike. I mean, I already talked about him a little bit, but I just like him. I like his character. Like, there were a couple of scenes where, like, I look at a background character, and I'm just like, your purpose in this scene is to just be killed. And, like, it's a little bit funny that I can just identify that. Because, like, when Spike is holding that dude, I'm just like, why? Like, why are you holding that random dude? What is he doing? Like, what is his purpose? And I'm just looking at him and I'm just like, he's gonna kill him just to show that he's a bastard. And then he goes like, you're too old to feed. And I'm just like, but you're gonna kill him anyway. And he's like, kills him anyway. And you see like a frame of like his like neck completely like 180'd, which was very clearly not a real person, you know, it's some weird mannequin, but it was still cool because it was just a couple frames and then he fell over, so you're like, oh, that leaves an impression on you. But yeah, that was just to build him up. That was just to be like, yeah, he's a fucker. And it's like, yeah, I can tell, don't worry. Like, I knew that's exactly how it was gonna be. And then that other guy inside of that room, when he was like, we're gonna get outside, and I'm just like, he's here to die. Like, he's gonna die, and the principal and the mom are gonna see that, and they're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna stay inside, you know? That's gonna be the moment where the principal is like, all right, I'm gonna listen. Because like the principal has to survive. Well, he doesn't have to because they killed Flutie. Rest in peace, best character in the show. But I'm thinking he's gonna survive, and he's gonna continue to be a bastard just because that sounds very on brand for the show. But like, man, I miss Flutie. Like, I keep thinking about that guy, and I'm just like, he was so nice. He didn't deserve to die like that. In such a random throwaway episode, too. But, like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, he's gonna live, and that's why this other guy is here, so he will die. And then he did, and I'm just like, yeah, cool. Anyway, I like to see the script, and I want to see what the name of those characters are. Because I almost feel like the name of the characters would be, like, Guy That Dies 1 and Guy That Dies 2. But Spike is cool. I like him. I like his personality. He seems very chaotic. He seems like he wants to have fun. He threw like a Star Wars reference in there. There's a Yoda right there, actually. I'm not even a fan of Star Wars, but there's a Yoda in there. I bought that like at cinema at one point when I went to watch. Was it Force Awakens? Yeah, I went to watch Force Awakens, and they had like a Yoda cup. I lost the cup, but it had like the head. Anyway, there's a Yoda in there. He threw like a Yoda in there. Like, Angel was Spike's like master, mentor. I mean, he said sire, but I'm just gonna guess like a mentor thing. So yeah, they also said Angel is older than Spike. That's interesting. That's very interesting because I would have gotten the impression that Spike has like lived longer. You know what Spike reminds me of? I'm just realizing it now. It reminds me of fucking Crowley from Good Omens, fucking David Tennant. It reminds me of him but like a more bastard version of him, you know, like an evil version, which is funny to say because Crowley's a literal demon. But like, yeah, like it reminds me of him because Crowley is, it's the idea of like, you have this like mythical being, this like mythical entity, who has been alive for like hundreds of years. And then you look at them now and they're like super goth. He's wearing like a trench coat, like a duster, just all leather, just like this like very gothy hair and look. He's wearing red as well, and he's just such a bastard, and he's just out there to have fun. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, that's very Crowley. I like that, actually. I really like that. I would like to hear what his musical choices are. I want to know what his favorite bands are, actually. That'll be fun. It could be some Whitesnake. I have Whitesnake over there. I don't know what else. Definitely not the Smiths. But like, I don't know. He'll be into some Metallica for sure. But that's like very basic. Like, what could we be really into? Yo, okay. He was listening to some kind of metal when he rolled around, when he came in for the first time. I didn't recognize it, so I don't know if it was a real song. I'm actually not that well versed in music. So like, okay, fun game for the comments. Let me know what you think Spike's favorite bands are. And I'm not sure if this is like a thing that you can see in canon. Like canonically, he has bands that he listens to. And if that's going to be a spoiler, then don't tell me. But just as a fun game, let me know what his favorite bands would be like if you can think of any. Okay, this other character, Drusilla. Okay, I just went back to the episode and I started like watching like that scene when she comes around just to see her name. But there's another character in Drusilla, and I have no idea what her deal is, but she's very promising. So Spike comes around with this other character named Drusilla, and they seem close. I'm not sure what the relationship is, and I'm not going to assume anything, but they seem close. They seem that they care for each other weirdly, because they're vampires. Vampires are not supposed to give a shit about each other. With Angel and Darla, whatever her name was, they said they had a thing. So, can vampires be capable of love? That's an interesting question, because they have no empathy, right? That's the whole point. I'm not sure how specific or how loose the rules are regarding these, but I don't know. That's an interesting question. If they care about each other, then, well, is that something vampires are capable of doing? I guess. I don't know what the deal is, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, anyway, there is a promise of a relationship there that would be really interesting to see. Also, the character of Drusilla, Drusilla. The character of her is very interesting because there were a couple lines that I have to rewatch. I have to reread them to be like, okay, what did they mean when they said that? But she lives, she seems very sheltered in a way. She seems like she's being kept in a room away from everyone. And they also made allusion to the fact that she's, I don't know if she's ill or something, like she needs to recover. Also, her room is filled with creepy dolls. And this might be nothing, but like one of the dolls, they didn't even mention it, but I saw it. When in the bed, there was one of the dolls was like laying next to her, and that doll had like a blindfold, not a blindfold, like a ball gag or something, like covering its mouth, almost as if you were trying to stop it from screaming. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's just a doll. So when I saw all of the dolls, and she was talking to them, by the way, when I saw that, I was like, there's souls of people trapped inside those dolls. And the show didn't confirm it, but I just wanted to be known that if that comes to pass, I call that shit within like 10 seconds. And it's on camera. So I just want people to know that shit, because that seems like something that could be a thing. This is the place for us. The Hellmouth will restore you, put color in your cheeks, metaphorical speaking. And in a few weeks' time, the stars will align and smile down on us. And then, God, this town will burn. I think sometimes that all of my hair will fall out and I'll be bald. You see, Miss Edith, if you've been good, you watch with the rest. And then we see a bunch of dolls. Yeah, all of the dolls, actually not just one, all of them have been like, wow. They have like some sort of cloth over their mouths. Miss Edith speaks out of turn. She's a bad example and we'll have no cakes today. Yeah, it's almost like she's like playing like tea party with them. That's very interesting. I wonder if those souls are actually alive, like trapped souls of people or some shit like that. That would be really interesting. Another theory I want to throw out right now, because she mentioned the hair. She mentions like, I wonder if all my hair, I'm scared by all my hair will fall out and I'll be bald. I'm thinking, okay, what if like in like some traditional like witchy shit, she pulls out like a hair, like she pulls out like a hair. She like puts it in like a doll and she does some voodoo shit. And that's how she trapped the soul of people. So because I want to point out that when she said that dude was, Spike, what do you call him, that dude? When she said that, Spike was like, no. Like, it's almost like when she said that, he was like, no, we're not going to allow that to happen. So it's almost like he cared about the hair comment. So that's my other random throwing shit at the wall theory that I'm throwing out. Dude, the other day I made a post, like a community post, where, because someone told me this in one of my videos. I forgot what video it was, but it was a comment in one of my old videos. Someone said something along the lines of like, you're too smart, you predict everything, and kind of ruined the show for yourself. I think it was Arcane. And I was just sitting there just like, bro, I just throw shit at the wall. Like, I literally just say shit and something will land, something will hit, just because I say so much random shit. And also through the power of editing, I can show you when I'm right and not show you when I'm wrong. If it's something that happens within the episode, I can do that. But if it's something that is just a prediction for the future, it's just like a prediction, right? But like, someone replied to that because I said that, and someone said, you're a humble genius. And I was just like, I'm just a monkey with a typewriter, man. That's what I am. I'm a monkey with a typewriter. Eventually I'll be right. Eventually I'll hit it, but not always. And I wouldn't even dare to say that it's the majority of the shit that I say, but because God damn it, like, I talk a lot, and a lot of it is just random bullshit. Let me skim through the episode one more time, see what else I want to talk about. I just really like the idea of this Drusilla character, because she seems sheltered. She seems like she's trying to recover. She might be some voodoo woman that traps the souls of people into puppets and dolls, and then she talks to them, and is someone that Spike cares about, which means that it's immediately an interesting point for Spike's character and also her character. So I'm really looking forward to her and what her deal is. I just like that her personality too, and the shit that she says. She sounds weird. I like her. Also, there were a bunch of like character establishing moments for Spike. Like, for example, earlier in the episode, and I forgot to mention it because it was just so, like, the episode just went unhinged later. Early, when Spike showed up for the first time, I want to point out that like he saw like Buffy's like bag and shit, and he was like, oh, she's a Slayer. And then he saw her, and then he was like, yo, vampire who dies #1 in the script. Just like, hey, vampire who dies #1, go out and try and feed on someone. And he was like, okay, boss. And then he went and said like, yo, there's a vampire outside. And then Buffy was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go kill him. And he literally just sat back and he just looked. He was like, all right, let's see what happens. And then he just saw his dude die. Like, he literally sent him out to die. And I want to point out that he had the chance 100% to just grab the stake and just like toss it away. But he didn't do that. He literally just had the chance to completely disable Buffy. Buffy wouldn't have no weapons. But he didn't do that. He didn't sabotage her. He literally just sent out his minion to go and die, just to see what Buffy would be capable of. Because literally as it happened, he was like, that was fun. Awesome. Good job. I'm going to kill you next Saturday. Peace. That was it. And I'm just sitting here like, that's very fun. You're not very good at your job, but that doesn't matter. Because like, his character is not a character that is out here to kill the Slayer. He's here to have fun. And killing the Slayer would be fun. But killing the Slayer is secondary to having fun. That's interesting. I like that a lot. Anyway, like, I'm sorry if I'm talking about Spike too much, but I feel like that's kind of the main point of this episode. I feel like there's a lot of potential with this character. I don't know if it's gonna last like an entire season, more than one season, or the entire show. But like, he has a lot of potential. So does Drusilla here. So I'm excited for that, you know? you know what are the characters the most amount of potential in the show? Spike, Australia, and Cordelia. Let's fucking go. Those are my top characters to look at right now. This episode really was like centered and themed around the idea of Buffy trying to help everybody, and nobody like actually knows, and like people think that she's a delinquent, people think that she's a troublemaker and that she doesn't care, but she really clearly does. And like that's something I'm like struggle to see sometimes with like it feels like a little bit cartoony with someone like fucking, I mean, not just the mom, but fucking Snyder, not Snide, I think it's Snide, whatever the fuck his name is, like with the principal. Like you see a scene with I forgot her name, but the chick that actually doesn't give a shit, the one that the actual delinquent, I forgot her name, but she's gonna come back as a vampire next episode or episodes from now. You see Buffy and her, and it's very clear that one of them doesn't give a shit and the other one really does give a shit. And I know that kids can lie to you, and I know that Snide doesn't give a shit about kids, so he immediately thinks the worst. But like when you see Buffy, I feel like you can tell that she actually cares. You can tell that she gives a shit. She's not like a psychopath. And he's treating her like if she was. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, come on. Like literally just look at her, listen to her, and very clearly she cares. Compare her to the other bitch that doesn't give a shit, and I'm just like, there's a very clear difference, man. And I understand that he's a shit too, but like, come on. I feel like anyone who looks at Buffy, you can be like, come on, she cares. You know, if anything, she cares. You can't say that she doesn't. But yeah, anyway, there's also a lot of potential between Spike and Angel. I like that. I like the idea that Angel is related in like a teacher student kind of way. I don't know. Like he really looked up to Angel at one point in the past, probably. Which is why also Angel came in and he was like, yeah, I've been like playing her so I can just continue to feed while she looks the other way. Haha. And then fucking Spike was like, I don't believe you. You sound like a fucking bitch. You think you're gonna, you think you'll fucking trick me like that? Like, okay, sure. I like that immediate like interaction between the two of them. And then just like, there is a promise for that to happen again in the future. So that's going to be interesting to see. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this review. I don't know if there's much else I want to say about this episode. I mean, it's just fucking cool. I really like that. Like, I feel like I talk nonstop for 35 minutes. That doesn't really happen every review. Sometimes I need to cut shit, like a lot. But in this case, I feel like I just kept going. Like, this episode is fucking good, man. I really like that. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode reaction to Buffy. I'm glad the anointed one is died. Also, some people called him the annoying one in the comments. And I get it now, because that's what Spike called him in this episode. Before I fucking killed him. Oh, that's fun. Okay. I think that's going to be it for this episode. I just really like everything this episode did. I have no complaints. I'm excited for the future of the show. Okay. That's it. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. But if you don't want to wait until next week, if you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions already, you can already do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below. Social media, also the cool stuff that I do. See you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.